This back alley is probably not the habitat that comes to mind when you think about coyotes. But when you have one of the largest metropolitan river valley parks in the world, it should come as no surprise that coyotes, one of the most adaptable animals around, would call residential areas home. Maureen Murray is a PhD candidate at the University of Alberta, and with the help of the Alberta Conservation Association and Alberta Trappers, has embarked on an in-depth study to learn more about how coyotes live in an urban setting.
We started out just studying their movement patterns, habitat selection, diet. We also wanted to do a survey of what Edmontonians think and know about urban coyotes, because that was said to be the most important thing that managers wanted to know, is what citizens actually knew about wildlife.
Part of the study is to better understand what coyotes are eating. Maureen sets up a low-tech but nonetheless effective monitoring system.
PVC pipe, duct tape, and corrugated plastic to measure how many rodents are in a certain area.
In order to get to these food sources, coyotes often have to cross busy roads. These roads can account up to 70% of the mortality rate of coyote populations.
So the kinds of things we're measuring are the vegetation on either side of a road, whether it's drawing in coyotes or maybe helping them with visibility. Also things like time of day, because there's a very strong pattern that coyotes cross roads in the middle of the night when traffic volumes are much lower than during the day.
Busy roadways are certainly a challenge for coyotes, but it's the human encounters that may determine the fate of the urban coyote.
In this neighborhood that we're at now, bordering the river valley, residents have been calling quite often about seeing coyotes in residential streets, following dogs, being in backyards, that sort of thing. So we're just going to take a look around and see what we can do to put a collar maybe on a problem animal and track where they go.
Oh my goodness, 2 of them were following us to the dog park. I lost track of them right at the bike path, but there were 2 of them that came like within 5 meters of us.
In order to determine where to best set a trap, a number of factors have to be considered. Professional trapper Bill Abercrombie joins Maureen to help scout out a location. They follow trails that eventually lead them all the way down to the frozen North Saskatchewan River.
We're seeing territorial activity and coyotes traveling the river. What we're not seeing is a lot of hunting activity on the valley slope, which is not surprising if the coyotes are spending more time in the actual residential area.
It becomes apparent during their stroll through these back alleys what has been attracting the coyotes.
This is a prime urban coyote food source for the winter. We got a crabapple tree here, and we got ripe, half-fermented crab apples falling down on the ground, and that's exactly where this coyote was headed. They're just gobbling them up one after the other here.
But there are other targets of opportunity as well.
The coyotes know exactly what day garbage day is, and they're here the day before. They'll come when they can maximize their intake of resources. So if we came here, if garbage pickup was Thursday and we came here Wednesday night, there'd be coyote tracks all over in here.
So after much deliberation, a plan was hatched to set a trap at the Mayfield Golf Course. The location was ideal given that there was a low chance that the coyote would be spooked by anyone out for a walk. It didn't take long before the trap had been proven successful, and a large female has been humanely captured.
We'll weigh her to make sure that she's heavy enough to wear a collar. Then we'll fit the collar on her and give her an ear tag.
13.
Great.
The collar that will be used on this coyote comes with some modifications.
What we've done to modify it is we've cut the collar and inserted a section of canvas, so the canvas will rot off over time and the animal won't wear the collar indefinitely. Usually takes about 5 or 6 months for the canvas to rot off.
With the collar in place, hair samples are taken, which will be used later as part of a DNA study. As well, an ear tag is attached, and from this day forward, this girl will be known as number 27. With all the information cataloged and recorded, this coyote is released to roam the Mayfair Golf Course once more. It's going to be another 3 years before Maureen has finished this project. By then, she should have some valuable information on how the coyote continues to adapt to its urban habitat.